Louisiana alone loses a football field of land to erosion every hour. As a state, we must take action to reduce the impact of erosion. There are many ideas on ways to negate erosion, but today I'm going to explain to you a very simple and effective method. I'm going to explain to you why you should recycle oyster shells. You should recycle oyster shells because it's easy, it cultivates a keystone species, and it helps reduce erosion. Many people who love to eat oysters often do not know what to do with the shells when they are finished, and unfortunately, they often end up throwing them away. According to the United States Fisheries Agency, over 3.7 million tons of oysters are thrown away every year. Throwing away oysters does not only leave us with a stinky garbage can, but it also eliminates a crucial building block of our ecosystem. See, adult oysters release millions of fertilized eggs in the summer months. During their development, young, free-swimming oysters may travel great distances from where they were originally released to find the one thing they need. The one thing that they need is actually shells of previous oysters. Might sound a little weird, but actually, oysters have to have a hard substrate for them to attach to reach full maturity. Ideally, that would be another oyster shell. The reason that being is because oyster shells already have the nitrogen and oxygen needed and calcium needed for them to grow. Now, if an oyster does not attach to a hard substrate, or ideally another oyster shell, it will inevitably die. In areas where oysters have grown freely for generations, this may not be a problem. But in areas where oysters are harvested frequently, such as Louisiana, these areas are often faced with challenges because they don't have natural rocks for them to attach to, so if the shells aren't there, they can't attach to anything. To solve this problem, a growing number of coastal communities are setting up recycling programs to recover spent shells and reintroduce them into waterways and natural habitats for the next generation of shellfish. Louisiana is one of the leading states in this effort, and we should all support this movement. According to the oysterbed.com, oysters are crucial because oysters aid local ecosystems in more ways than one. The small shellfish are filtration powerhouses. They actually filter over 2 gallons of water every hour. That's over 50 gallons of water a day. And their oyster reefs provide habitats for fish, other shellfish, and overall make their ecosystem a much better place. Also, oyster beds create oysters. They grow off of each other and they create beds. These oyster beds act as wave breaks, and they can help diminish the amount of land that is eroded away by waves. Unlike other erosion methods, oysters actually grow, and that can help them because instead of just rocks being there, it's actually growing, and it'll make it less expensive. And then also, since it's filtering so much water, the ecosystem around it becomes a much healthier environment. Many statistics show that there's more fish growth just from oysters filtering the water because they want to be in that clean water. Some states simply reintroduce the shells into local waterways and formations, and then some states, like in the Chesapeake Bay area, they actually take larvae and they put them in giant tubs with the shells. And when they do this, the baby oysters, or the larvae, attach to the shells and grow to a not quite mature state. And then once these have grown a little bit, they'll reintroduce them to the wild as more developed oysters. Other states, such as Louisiana, just recycles the shells. So you see, recycling shells not only helps prevent erosion, it also ensures the health of a population of oysters for years to come. The main reason you should recycle your oysters is because it's easier. In many areas, it's getting even easier. No, you should not just throw your oyster shells back into the water because they may have contaminants on them and harm the other areas. And also, you should not just throw back live oysters or oysters that you haven't harvested yet, because in many states that's actually illegal, and it can often lead to contaminating waterways and other oysters out there, and it can harm them and the ecosystem more so than doing good. So where do you go with your oyster shells? Many areas such as Louisiana have set up recycling areas for this, and then some states even have tax credits. There's a lot of nonprofit organizations that recently in Louisiana have started to collect oyster shells on a commercial scale. So they go around to the main seafood restaurants and pick them up from there. So these people don't have to, they're making it easier for restaurants to get involved in this. Shell recovery programs are on the rise in the U.S. So get behind something that will benefit you and benefit your country and your state and maybe even your favorite seafood. Thank you.